We hailed the Salvation Army band, followed them across the land. We cried for crowded streets full of garbage men. Seemed to save us with their galleon trucks that shine just like the first time we fell in love, but it'll never feel the way it was when we were kids again. So this angry war that lights the moon strikes your heart with a silver spoon. An extermination plan from June is the music of your favorite tune. This country's dead, Maria, come on, let's go dancing tonight. But if you wanna feel the Holy Ghost, then join the band and burn your clothes. Cause the last great hope of rock and roll ain't some Barbie doll on a stripper pole. And I know every word to your first CD. I would marry you tonight on them streets of Galilee. So desperately you kiss my face like you're from another time and place, a memory I cannot seem to trace at all. With triumph, you pull back into town like the circus, and what a juggling clown, and fight for a critically acclaimed artist who can't even draw. So light on up for me and say I saved you from another day of petty lies and gutless folks who steal from you to give you hope. I get the feeling nowadays there ain't nothing left to say. So let's load the cannons to fire so far we'll hit outer space from inside my car. Cause we all used to dream so hard, but nowadays we're all too sick and tired. I've cried so much, my dear, the tears are like a sea. There's a ship we can ride across on them streets of Galilee. Yeah. No one's right but no one's wrong, so we all wait here for the atom bomb. And I never had to wait so long to get blowed up. But maybe when we finally go, MTV will show some of those music videos and apologize for all their TV shows in which they tried a little harder to find something cool. Hell, I guess I don't really watch TV, but I know I would if I could see beat poets laughing at misery, just like it's 1963. And baby, you gotta know, I loved you even way back then. So won't you take my hand and have a beer? Oh, Milwaukee's having one hell of a year, and I promise to hold you up, my love, so you can see the singer take his drugs. I have not felt so good since 1993. That was the year of Kurt Cobain and snap bracelets, all the cool shit. I grew up in this small town in Ohio. My mom used to pick me and my sister up from school every day, and she would usually play one of two tapes in the car on the way home from school. The first tape that she sometimes would play was called the Blue Beatles tape. The second tape that she would sometimes play was called the Red Beatles tape. I got into that shit, man. I really dug it. I took the tapes out of the car and took them up to my room and put them in my boom box. Started playing my guitar along with it, trying to figure out how to be like John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Ringo, what's his name? And I was looking in the mirror and thinking, man, my hair doesn't look right. I better give this up. But it's all right. I dig how I turned out. I'm like what Steve Earle would call an indigo boy. When I started off playing guitar, I was doing like what I'm just doing here today, like acoustic guitar. I was really into all these guys like Arlo Guthrie, John Prine, and my favorite record was called McDougal Blues by a guy named Kevin Kinney. Man, when I was listening to those Beatles records, I noticed there was this whole other kind of guitar you could play called the electric guitar. And when you played that one, the stuff that happened was way cooler. For example, you might play some acoustic guitar like what I'm doing right now. Somebody might come up to you with a clipboard and say, "Hey man, you want to help me save this whale? Let's plant a tree together." But you play that electric guitar, boy, the beer is free, chicks are taking their shirts off, the whole deal is way cooler. So I decided, man, I should learn how to do that. Being as I was what they called a visual learner, I decided that I would go see somebody do it. And I had this guy playing at something we had in town called the Ohio State Fair. I'd never heard of him before. He was billed only as the Motor City Madman. And being as we were living in the age of technology, I looked him up on the internet. I found a picture of Ted Nugent. He was wearing like a headband and a loincloth, and he had a crossbow. And I thought, man, this is the fucking guy I need to see. So I went down there to the State Fair and watched Ted Nugent play, and he did all the hits, man. He did Cat Scratch Fever and everything. It was badass. And then he left the stage, and then he came back on the stage for what they call in the music business an encore. And it was at that time he played a really weird song called Asshole, which is basically where that dude sings about different people that he thinks are assholes, and then one by one his road crew brings out a life-size cardboard cutout of each and every individual he's singing about, and he shoots them through the heart with the flaming crossbow live in front of everybody. I was like, damn. When did ignorance become a point of view? But my brothers and sisters, my friends and neighbors, I'm not telling you this story to take Uncle Ted down or nothing like that. He's out there driving his golf cart and hunting and does what he does. You should do what you do so long as it does not hurt anybody else. I believe that. But these are some strange times we're living in. Now's as good a time as ever to start what my friend Kevin Kinney would call yourself a good revolution. And I'm not talking about the kind of revolution where you need to shoot a flaming arrow at a piece of cardboard in front of a bunch of people to get it right, to get your point across. I'm talking about the kind of revolution you can start in your own bedroom with a couple rock and roll posters on your wall and a 6-pack of Mickey's Big Mouth. That's the way we did it back in Ohio anyway. I was out to dinner with some friends of mine from Ohio just the other night. We were all sitting around at the table. Nobody was saying anything. They were all just text messaging each other. I felt left out because my phone is old as shit. So I got up, went next door to the pawn shop, bought a typewriter, wrote them all a letter saying, "Dear friends, if you're gonna listen to Ted Nugent, stick to the early shit. On them streets of Galilee, Tasjan. I'm living proof that one good hat, a fuzz guitar pedal, and a sort of past will go a long way to keep you in free beer and good company in this man's America.